as I'm talking about value and adding value and that type of thing, there's a few things that is important to do. For instance, we are adding a stacking door to this house because it will just add to the feature. We are adding a gas stove to this house because it is just adding to the feature. We are adding a new garage door because, as you can see, this one isn't quite great. So you would have seen the initial walkthrough. We have done quite a lot at this house because it is also not a full renovation. It's not completely in as bad state as they normally are. For instance, we've retiled almost the entire area already. We did not have to do as much building work at this property, so things like the flooring could immediately have been done. We removed a wall here where you'll see the ceiling is different. Now normally when you remove walls, there's two things to take into consideration. One, what will I have to change on the floors to make it right? Number two, what will I have to change on the ceiling to make it right? And number three, do I have to change something on the wall afterwards? And we did all three of those here, but it was quite a little breakout, so we didn't have to change much on the floors. So we are basically finished with tiling in this house. Now take into account this is week 2 of this property, of being on site at this property. And like I say, a lot of things are good. Another important thing is when we are saving, when we are trying to protect parts like the granite tops that I told you about, it's important to cover them up completely. As you can see, we're busy with lunchtime, feeding everybody on site. But it's really important to protect everything on site, because if this gets a little chip, it's gone. You have to replace the whole thing. We are doing a complete color change on this kitchen. We are almost 100% certain, but we'll show you next week what we are going to do with the kitchen. In the bathroom of this property, there was a few finishes that was actually quite okay. Like we had a white wall tile. We have a lot of taps we can reuse. I'll show you guys next door the tap issue. We've just replaced a feature wall to take it a bit away from a shabby chic flowery theme that this house had into a real Bigpond style. Again, we'll show you guys more details next week. Both the smaller bedrooms are painted, skirtings are painted, ceilings are painted. We still need a light fixture in here and we need cabinetry, then we're done. So like I'm saying, we are not doing everything always, we just do everything sometimes. And at this house, we're not doing everything. In this bathroom, let me show you in here. This bathroom, we're gonna change the tile, we're gonna change the mixers, but we are keeping stuff, like we are keeping this zinc, this basin, because it's actually not too bad. We're keeping that mixer most probably. We are possibly changing just the handle part of this mixer, because that way we can keep all the plumbing intact, keep all the plumbing where they are. We are definitely keeping positions where they are in this property. So what I'm essentially saying and what I'm essentially teaching in this video is the right answer to get the right value out of the property is not always rip out everything and replace it with something new. It's the art of trying to see what you can reuse, repurpose, add something to make it better, and by that way extract the most value you can out of that property.